Good morning, everybody. Welcome again to the Good News Break. I'm J.R. Damiani, pastor of Family Worship Center, Lansdale, Pennsylvania. I invite you to stay with us for the next 30 minutes for the Good News Break on this special holiday weekend. This is Memorial Day weekend, as you already know, and it's kind of a special time of memory for me because I grew up in the home of an Italian immigrant who appreciated his American citizenship, and my father on Memorial Day would decorate the car, the old 36 Chevy that he had. They had hood ornaments, put a little spray of flags on the front of that, and we'd take a ride and go get some ice cream. That was our celebration. But Memorial Day is a day when we remember back in those days. That sounds old, doesn't it, when I say that? But back in those days, it was called Decoration Day. It then became Memorial Day, and I think that's very fitting because we remember those who gave their life for our freedom. And today, or this weekend, I hope you remember that. And thank God, and thank God for America. Thank God for the privilege of living in this country. So stay with us for the next 30 minutes. For the Good News Break, I have some great music for you today and some interesting stuff to tell you. So turn it up loud in the house as you're getting ready for church, or if you're on the way, turn it up loud in your car and enjoy it. Here's the Tallies this morning. Very fitting song this morning for America and for Memorial Day. Remembering those who have gone.
America, land that I love, stand beside her and guide her through the night. Above, from the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans wide with foam. God bless America, my home. Sweet home, oh beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountains, majesties above the fruited plain. America, America, God shed His grace on me and crown thy good with brotherhood.
Tallies on the Good News Break this morning, and what a great song, and it's a prayer, really. God bless America. And he has, and he does, and I'm not sure that all the time we appreciate God's blessing on our country. It's a great country to live in. America has been blessed of God. God has answered that prayer over and over again, and America has blessed the world and is still blessing the world. When anybody's in trouble, it seems like they call on America to come and bail them out, and yet there's so many that are opposed. So many that live here and enjoy the freedom that was paid for by the blood of soldiers and military people for years and years and years in battles, and they enjoy all the benefits and still burn the flag and curse America. I hope today that you're thinking about the blessing of God, praying for our nation, praying for our president, and enjoying the benefits of being an American child. This is Larry Ford. It's a live recorded in Fort Myers First Assembly of God. It's his home church in Fort Myers, Florida. Dan Betzer is the pastor there. Larry's a good friend. He called me this week. We talk a lot on the phone together. Just talk about music and ministry, and so I found this record that in a pile that I have, this CD, and I hope you enjoy it today. Larry Ford, and it's an American Child. It's a live recording, Fort Myers, Florida. Here's Larry. Turn it up loud. You'll enjoy it.
I was 10, I was thin, I was playing first base with a second-hand glove and dirt on my face. In nowhere, West Texas, who'd ever guess that that kid in the yard would go very far? It was 419 Lakewood, had no silver spoons, just an old beat-up upright that played out a tune. Now I'm singing and living the life that I love, and when I count my blessings, I thank God I was an American child. An American child. Oh, and dreams can grow while born inside an American child. 7 pounds, 3 ounces. She's got my nose, and she's into my heart, as deep as it goes, with a promise that's more than just someone's last name. Anyone's equal. In late August came an American child. An American child. Oh, and dreams can grow while born inside an American child. You can dream, can't you? My grandfather would have been 80 today, but in 45 he fell down beside an American child. An American child. An American child. Oh, and dreams can grow while born inside an American child. Do you thank God you're an American child? Amen.
There's a man that's thankful to be an American. His grandfather paid the ultimate price in 1945. Here's another one I love. This is Woody Wright. You'll enjoy this, I hope.
Yeah. I've never been here before.
I've never been where I'm going, but I know I'm gonna feel at home. I've never seen the face of God, but when I do see Him, I'll know. 'Cause He's the one who made a way for me when there was no way to go. I've never been where I'm going, but I know I'm gonna feel at home. Oh yes I will. I've never been where I'm going, but I know I'm gonna feel at home. My name is on the mailbox where I live. I park my car in the drive. I mow my grass and I pull those weeds so it looks good to passers-by. But someday I'll go to the home of the soul the Master has promised for me. He's preparing a place at the end of the race where I'll spend eternity. Oh, I've never been where I'm going, but I know I'm gonna feel at home. Oh yeah. I've never seen the face of God, but when I do see Him, I'll know. 'Cause He's the one who made a way for me when there was no way to go. I've never been where I'm going, but I know I'm gonna feel at home. Oh yes I will. I've never been where I'm going, but I know I'm gonna feel at home. Oh yes I will.
Oh, let's get our hands out and have a good time. Come on, everybody now.
I love the saxophone.
My eyes have not seen, and my ears have not heard all that is waiting for me according to God's word. Oh, I've never been where I'm going, but I know I'm gonna feel at home. I've never seen the face of God, but when I do see Him, I'll know. 'Cause He's the one who made a way for me when there was no way to go. I've never been where I'm going, but I know I'm gonna feel at home.
The music of Woody Wright on the Good News Break this morning, a live recording from Fort Myers, Florida. And that's about the hope of the Christian. Never been where I'm going, but Jesus said, I'm going to prepare a place for you. And if I go, I will come again and receive you unto myself, that where I am, there you may be also. That's the hope of the Christian. That's the promise of God for us. And I hope you're ready to meet Him. Just a little bit of announcements today about today. This is Memorial Day weekend, and we invite you to church 8:30 and 11 this morning. You'll love our music, and the Word of God will be clear and easy to understand. So join us. 1000 Troxel Road. We're just outside of Lansdale, 1 mile east of the Lansdale interchange of the Pennsylvania Turnpike. Family Worship Center. Our website, www.familyworshipcenter.org. Phone number 215-361-2431. And just a little heads up on things that will be happening shortly. Next weekend, we have our annual dinner theater. It's a fundraiser for missions. This is the mission that we're supporting this year is Acts of Joy, Peg McMunn's wonderful ministry to Africa. And it's a great ministry, and we're supporting it through this dinner theater. It's $25 a person. It's a full-course dinner and some great theater, during the dinner, there'll be actors on the stage, and it's called The Mystery of Montley's Manor 2. So come on out. Tickets are available. They're $25 each, and they're available here at the church. You can call, reserve a ticket if you'd like, 215-361-2431. And then June 11th, Sunday night, June 11th, my good friends, the Jacobs brothers, will be here. We haven't been together for a long time. The history of gospel music in Pennsylvania, the Couriers started it back around the late 50s. Eastman Quartet were organized in 1960 here in southeastern Pennsylvania. And then 2 years later, the Jacobs brothers began. They're still singing today. They'll be here June 11th, 6:30 p.m., a free will offering concert. So please plan to come and join us for that. And then the following week, Father's Day, we have a special concert. This is a family thing. My daughter Marie will be here, so we'll be doing some family, Eastman family singers music, and we'll be introducing and featuring a CD that I made just a few weeks ago, maybe 2 months ago now. It's called Then and Now, and it's songs that I wrote and others that are some of my favorite songs. We'll be featuring that with live music, a live band, and Kent will be here with some of his instrumentalists. It'll be a great night, Father's Day night at 6:30 here at Family Worship Center. I haven't even decided what to call it, but it's definitely going to be a family night and a family music night. So write those dates down and come and join us for these special events. Here's George Yance. I miss George Yance. He was just a great friend, a great singer. Went home to be with Jesus, so he's enjoying the presence of the Lord. But he left us with some great music, and he was a master at recitation. He could move people with his voice and his speaking ability, and I don't know what you call it. He had a way of just getting feeling in his, and this one has to do with America. It's called The Old Ship of Zion. George Yance this morning on the Good News Break. Listen up.
The cross upon which Jesus died is a shelter in which we can hide, and it's grace so free, it's sufficient for me, and deep is its fountain, as wide as the sea. There's room at the
This is a great invitation song for you today. There's room at the cross for you.
There's room at the cross for you. Though millions have come, there's still room for one. Yes, there's room at the cross for you.
George Yance with Signature Sound. That was an accidental cue up there, but that was great. Good. I'm glad you heard that. But here's the one I wanted to play. And again, this is George Yance. This is his recitation called The Old Ship of Zion.
There's an old ship a-swinging down the squalling sea of time, and from the Arctics to the tropics she has weathered every clime, and the spanking wind of heaven is a-booming in her sails, and she's outlived 1,000 vessels and outrode 1,000 gales, and on her bow the spray is breaking on the figure of a dove. They call her name Old Zion, and she flies a flag of love. And her skipper's name is Jesus, and he has a hardy crew, and her log is the heavy record for the storms he has brought her through. He has brought her through the storms and by many a battered wreck, with the black wind in her rigging and the gray spume on her deck, and with the spouting at her scuttles, and in the black and howling squall, he has brought her through the narrows where the combers foam and crawl. And on the course that she's been charted, she has sighted many boats, but still she tops the record of everything that floats.
I'm sailing away on the old ship of Zion.
She left Zion as gaily, gleaming like the stars, with her ragged sheets a-flapping again her creaking spars. And she passed a ship called Islam with a black flag at her mast, and she left old stately Buddha a-floundering in the past. And now some mighty modern warships are standing out to sea, with their cannons and their gunners and their smoke rolling free. But old Zion, she keeps a-flying, and she keeps an even keel, for the skipper has his compass, and sure his hand is on the wheel. There's music in her canvas, and a singing in her coop, and the power craft of old Satan knows that old Zion's coming through. And now she's headed home, calm or squally flood, and they'll wind her sheets forever in the quiet course of God.
Captain, guide my ship till I get home.
The old ship of Zion. George Yance on the Good News Break this morning. And what a privilege to know Christ and to know his power and to know his leading and his direction. And I pray that America will always, always put God first. I'm glad to see that things are seemingly going that direction. It seems like God has just revived a spirit of rightness in our country, no matter where you stand politically. And I know there's a lot of controversy today, but I do hear acknowledging God often today in the news and what our politicians, the president, and his cabinet say, and I'm grateful for that. Thankful I'm an American. I'm glad I'm a Christian. And on this Memorial Day, we're grateful for those who have paid the ultimate, complete, total sacrifice for our freedom, for our enjoyment. David Darst.
There's a window into heaven. I can close my eyes and see where there are no earthly struggles, and the soul there is set free, where the deaf and dumb are shouting, 'cause the blind can finally see, and the cripple's legs are dancing out across that crystal sea. Don't that sound like heaven? Don't that sound like home, where the Son of God is reigning and the tears are finally gone? Don't that sound like heaven? Don't that sound like home? And the darkness overtaken by the light that's always on. And there's a special place in heaven Mother rocked in arms by mamas whose chances slipped away, and all the unwanted children and say, my daddy, he's the king, and there's smiles on all their faces as they spin around and sing. Now don't that sound like heaven? Don't that sound like home, where the Son of God is reigning and the tears are finally gone? And don't that sound like heaven? Don't that sound like home? And the darkness overtaken by the light that's always on. The price of heaven, it's expensive. Don't you worry about the cost, 'cause it was paid in full by Jesus when he hung upon that cross. And all the things that he promised will be there just like he said, as an eternal reminder that he crushed the devil's head. And don't that sound like heaven? Don't that sound like home, where the Son of God is reigning and the tears are finally gone? Don't that sound like heaven? Don't that sound like home? And the darkness overtaken by the light that's always on. And the darkness is overtaken.
I'm out of time this morning. Thanks for listening to the Good News Break. Closing out with David Darst today. I want to remind you today, 8:30 and 11 at Family Worship Center, 1000 Troxel Road, just outside of Lansdale, Pennsylvania. We'd love to have you join us for services this morning, and you'll be blessed if you come and join us. Our hearts will be in tune with yours, I'm sure, by the music and the celebration of this Memorial Day weekend. 1000 Troxel Road, 215-361-2431, www.familyworshipcenter.org. Thanks for joining us today on the Good News Break. Have a wonderful weekend. Enjoy Memorial Day celebrations. And remember, put Jesus first in everything you do. You'll never be sorry.
No sad goodbye.